The company says the agreement is consistent with the patterns of recent aircraft settlements and results in Bell employees being the highest paid in the area and in the entire aircraft industry. Patterson indicates that the union does not dispute this position, but says their members are not satisfied. The mediators report that in view of the deadlocked position of the parties and in view of the basic economic facts, no further meetings have been scheduled.
Mr. Patterson, will the Taft-Hartley Act be invoked?
We have no idea about any such thing as a Taft-Hartley being invoked right now, at this time.
And our feeling is that since it's in the recommended Bureau of the Budget report, both by the outgoing and the new administration, that we will receive a New Start designation for the Trinity project, which includes the Dallas Floodway project this year.
Now, what does this mean to the people in Roosevelt Heights?
This means that if all things fall in place, that eventually the levees will be built probably no sooner than 5 or 6 years from now.
How about between now and then? Can they look for any kind of relief at all?
In relief, you mean relief from floods? No, there's no other project available that could solve the flooding problem in Roosevelt Heights other than the building of levees.
This committee as such had looked at this problem earlier when we first formed, and our discussions had been previously, and I've discussed this with the council before, that one, you could build a levee around Roosevelt Heights, and you'd have to put in interior pumping systems and ways of access in there, but this is not a feasible solution or an economically feasible solution to the problem, and it would be cheaper to buy them out.
Well, no, that's what Senator McCool has proposed. What about that?
That's one way you could solve the problem. But if you bought the people in the floodplain out, and let's discuss this particular aspect of it. Number one, that floodplain is the floodplain of the Trinity River. And the Trinity River is within the state of Texas, and the authority for controlling floods is given to the Trinity River Authority by the state of Texas. I think that if we were to buy those people out, we would expect the state of Texas and perhaps the federal government in addition to participate in that purchase. I don't think we as a city could go into the real estate business as proposed here.
All the evidence we have after about 7 years of research on these students, both out of Berkeley and nationwide, indicates that there's everything but a lack of maturity on the part of the students that are giving leadership to the movement. The results of the recent report from the National Commission indicated that most of the leadership came from extraordinary students of high ability and good academic records. And I think out of the center that I represent, we have 7 studies now, one currently underway, have no evidence that it's a matter of immaturity or a lack of ability on the part of the people that are concerned. We're losing, as we once indicated in the state of California, after the free speech movement, there were about 800 youth arrested, later convicted and tried and convicted. And it was indicated at that time that we should expel and suspend those students and get them out. And the university professor said if we had lost those 800 students, we'd lost the nucleus of the university scholarship in Berkeley.
every year there's a different fad, and it still means as much to the generation now as Tennessee Waltz did to our generation. And I think that they could be equally described and compared because, as you know, take Little Green Apples, which is what we would call a contemporary song. That to me is lovely. Or even, well, so many of the songs and so many great writers. Jim Webb wrote Up, Up and Away, which I think is a gorgeous song.
Do you think they'll prove to be as durable?
Oh, I think so. Some of them. Even, we remember Mersey Dotes and Dozy Dotes, huh? I think.
Do you notice more of a trend to put current topics into songs now than there was?
Oh, I still think that music's primary function is love and moon and June and spoon. I think that the topical or political songs are just a minority, really.